Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Dr. Carmen Bryant. This is Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. Thank you so much to all the new subscribers that have joined this tribe, and you are in the process of whether you're in discovery, awareness, recovery, or trying to get out. You know, I encourage each one of you to go to the older videos. Now, the older videos when I was still trying to discover myself, and watch the videos. I had long intros. Forgive me, I'm gonna go back and correct those. But you know, start building. You know, and you'll start building your momentum. You'll start building your strength up until these videos. But thank you guys so much for your support. So today I wanted to come in and ask the question: what if I'm the narcissist? Not me personally, but that's the question that you guys are asking. You know, what if I'm the narcissist? Well, most people say if you're asking a question, then you may not be. Okay, well, let's look over this. You know, if you've been in a relationship with a narcissist for any period of time or any extended time, you'll begin to pick up, you know, fire fighting fire. You know, and it says you don't fight fire with fire, right? Well, some of you have picked up the traits, the way that they fight, the way that they talk. You know, they do this, you do this. They silent treatment you, you silent treatment them back. They ghost you, you ghost them. So, you know, and it sounds like a child's game, but many of you have done that. You do the same thing they're doing. It hurts you, so you try to hurt them back. Some people do not have communication skills as it is. Some people do not have coping skills as it is. But when you are in a relationship with a narcissist, or whether you had narcissistic parents that showed you this is the way that they conducted themselves, you picked up on the traits. Unfortunately, I say it all the time, I hate to say this, but everyone has narcissistic traits. You know, that's why a lot of you look at your teenagers, they're going through, you know, puberty, they're going into adolescence, or like the old folks say, they're sniffing themselves, you know, they're discovering themselves. They have narcissistic traits. And so most of you guys think your teenagers are narcissists. No, this is a very normal developmental process for teenagers. And so, but I always say this: a parent knows their child. You know when something is abnormal. You know, a lot of people can give you information, but you know when something is not right. Excuse me, guys. It's got hair everywhere and it's tickling my face. But you know when there's a, you know, a normal process. You know, teenagers, you want to just headbutt them sometimes. You know, they know everything. You know, it's not until they get older when they finally say, "You think you were right," you know, but they know everything. You can't. They're arrogant, you know, they're competitive. I mean, they are almost like a little model of a narcissist, but it is a very normal process of developing for teenagers as they're you know, as they're getting to know themselves, really discovering themselves, learning their independence. You know, what do they like, what they don't like. But I always say this: a parent knows their child. So you know when something is not right, something is a little more extreme, you know, or a little above and beyond. Something is not right. You get that like check, like something's not right, you know. And so that's why I tell everyone, you know, the personality is still developing. That's why the DSM, you know, encourages not to diagnose a child, because this is a very normal process until after the age of 18, where the personality has developed and is ingrained. You know, so whether it's abnormal or normal, you know, it's good to interject counseling, you know, to assist your child, especially if you have just gotten out of a marriage with a narcissist, you know, and they've been or you've been in a relationship with a narcissist. You know, these children need counseling, and it's better to interject early than to wait until later on where you realize now they've married off or they're doing you this way. And so those that are wondering, okay, so most people have narcissistic traits. Okay, most of you guys are fighting the narcissist the way the narcissist fights you. And so a lot of times what ends up happening is when you start pointing out narcissistic traits on a narcissist, then what are they going to do? Well, you do the same thing. Well, guess what you've done? You've adapted to the way that they argue, the way that they fight, the way that they live, the way that they think. And the longer you've been in the relationship, the more you begin to look like the narcissist, though you are not. The difference is that, oh my goodness, I'm sorry. The difference is, besides getting my hair out of my face, there we go. The difference is, there we go. The difference is that you are capable of looking within. And some people just don't like to look at themselves. Narcissists definitely don't like to look at themselves. And just let me interject this right here. When you're talking about narcissistic personality disorder, of normal or narcissistic traits, when you look up the narcissistic traits or the attributes or the behaviors, it's when it becomes pathological. Pathological means excessive, abnormal. And the Merriam Dictionary says being to such of a degree that is extreme, excessive, or markedly abnormal. If you look at them, they have problems with interpersonal relationships. They have problems with themselves. They can't look within. Everything about them is someone else's fault. It doesn't matter, why I'm like this because, or, I understand this, and everybody is like this at one point in time, or everybody, but they never take responsibility for their own actions. Their apologies are insincere. They're not heartfelt. You can tell that they're not sincere. It's just more of an apology to shut you up, but it's extreme. And so for those of you that are concerned whether you're a narcissist, 9 times out of 10, you may have picked up some extreme behaviors because you are dealing with a narcissist. So you picked up some of their behaviors, so you fight them back. When you come out of the relationship with a narcissist, it's good for you to get into counseling, to find a good coach, to look at yourself. People sometimes don't like to hear bad things about themselves, especially if you've been in a relationship with a narcissist. That's all you've ever heard, negative things about yourself. So for someone to come in and tell you some negative behaviors that you have, it's almost like you're being triggered. You don't want to hear that because that's all the narcissist ever said to me, and that's how they talk. That's what they said. And this is what they take something about you and they just expand it and make it worse but you have to find someone that you trust. You have to find someone that you have built a rapport with, that you trust, that is not trying to hurt you, because you will be triggered, because some of the behaviors, guarantee you, looks like the person that you were with or looks like your parents. And for someone to say, do you know that you're acting just like A, B, C, D, E, F, G? Do you know that you are taking upon the attributes of your parents? That's very hurtful, because you really don't want to be like that, because you know what it feels like to be hurt by a narcissist. Parents, siblings, caregivers, loved ones, even the people within your offices. A lot of you say, co-workers or bosses, sometimes it helps you to be a better employee or boss when you become a boss. And but you are aware and you can make changes, and those changes are sometimes hard changes. Your recovery depends on you. No one is responsible for your recovery but you. Coaches, therapists, they give you the information. They give you the tools. It is your responsibility to use the tools. It is your responsibility to recover. It's no one else's responsibility to recover. You have to take back your life. Take back your life, and look within. Look at yourself. Don't do what the narcissist does because you've been trained to do that. Look at yourself and see, what are some of my attributes now? What are some of my behaviors that mirror the narcissist? Remember, I did the video when you begin to mirror the narcissist. That's why it's easy for them to take it. That's why I tell you guys, why would you turn around and tell a narcissist that they're a narcissist? That is a never-ending battle right there. That right there will wear you out to a point where you have solidified in your mind that you're the narcissist now, because they'll take everything that you say, okay, well, tell me. And then you start naming stuff, and then you look the same way. They're like, well, you do the exact same thing. When you do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, that's the same thing that you're pointing your finger at me for. It's a pointless conversation with a narcissist about being a narcissist. They're not able to look within. They're not able to identify. They're not going to do it because it breaks that illusion of perfection. It breaks that sense of grandiosity. You are interjecting and creating a narcissistic injury with truth. And so you have to look at yourself. But 9 times out of 10, you can look at yourself and look at your behaviors, and even with dealing with people. Some of you guys handle me that way. Be honest with you, in your emails, when you guys leave messages, some of you guys actually, your emails actually, I can see it. Your emails actually reflect that you have been in a relationship with a narcissist for a long period of time, because you want to dominate, you want control, you want my attention, you want my time, but just like I tell you guys, you are responsible for your time. You have the right to say yes or no. You have the right to answer the phone and not answer the phone, or to respond to emails, because it's your time. Your time has been taken away. And some of you have picked up on those traits where you do the exact same thing. They demanded your time. They demanded your attention. I want what I want now. And some of you do not have narcissistic personality disorder. Some of you have picked up on their traits, and this is how you act now. So you have to look at yourself. No one is obligated to give you their time at all. No one is obligated. You are not obligated to give your time. your attention. You're not obligated to pick up the telephone. You're not obligated, if you have kids, of course, I would expect you to be obligated. But even if they are narcissists, you're not obligated to pick up the phone even with them. You have the right to have peace. You have the right to heal. You have the right to your space. It doesn't matter whether they're friends. And a lot of you, friends, family, it doesn't matter. Some of you guys feel obligated as a parent, as a relative, that, that's family, that's what you do. Who said that? Who said that it is right for you to be abused? Who said that, and people are like, but we're family, and you're supposed to stick it out with family, not when they're abusing you, not when they're misusing you. You have the right to pull back and put your safeguards up and put your boundaries up. And if they don't respect your boundaries, if they don't respect your safeguards, unfortunately, some people had to cut their families off. That's a sad thing. But when you're dealing with a dysfunctional person or pathological behavior, meaning excessive, extreme, problematic behavior that it causes problems within, that doesn't mean you have to interject yourself in it. And so I just wanted to bring you that as a brief video. You guys know I've got a busy schedule, but I want to stay obligated and committed to making sure that I bring you videos short but quick, sweet. Hopefully you got something out of it. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Dr. Carmen Bryant, Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. Hit the bell so you know whenever I upload new videos, Tuesday through Friday. I come on live on Sundays between 8 and 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And that is West Coast time in the U.S. And to all my family, my Rainbow Tribe, Greece and Italy and Germany and where else? We have Holland, we have Canada, we have the UK, we have Australia, Mexico, where else? We have Brazil, Japan, Cambodia. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being here with me. I am so truly honored. I really am. This is so exciting for me that you guys will be listening in and then actually interject and let me know, what you guys go through from different countries. So that lets you know we have something in common. We going through this, and this is worldwide. So there's nothing, so you can't be surprised. Oh my gosh, they're all reading from the same playbook. It's the same disorder. It's the same disorder, and they do the same thing but it's just different people and different cultures. And some cultures, are more male dominant, make it easier to abuse women, and then there are some cultures that are actually female dominant where they can abuse more men, and so, but thank you guys so much. I also have a Facebook page, Psychological Health Consultants and Services, my professional Facebook page, and Overcoming Narcissism, my book. If you haven't ordered my book, make sure you hit the thumbs up. I post on there. If you haven't ordered my book, I keep looking for my little box. I have my box with my little bookmarkers in it. That is Unmasking the Illusion of Perfection. If you go under the link for the YouTube, under my YouTube link, you'll find Barnes & Noble and Amazon. You can order the book. You can order the ebook and Kindle. Also, I have a sponsored link, BetterHelp.com/Dr. Carmen, where you can go and pay a nominal fee, a small fee, fill out the paperwork, and you can look for therapists and look for specific. Some of you guys are looking for therapists that specialize in narcissist abuse. You're not going to find that. We don't advertise like that. What you do is you find a therapist that specializes in trauma, domestic violence. You can ask them questions. Do you understand the severity of psychological abuse, parental alienation, cluster B personality disorders, and the effects, sociopaths, psychopaths? Some of those are familiar terms to them. But when you go in and you're looking for a therapist that specializes in narcissistic personality disorder or narcissistic abuse, I don't even advertise like that because that's not how we advertise. That is, I'm not going to say is incorrect, but that's just not how it's advertised. And so you guys just have to know the terminology. Ask them if they understand domestic violence, psychological abuse, severe psychological abuse, parental alienation, cluster B personality disorders, and the effects on the victims. Sexual abuse. Trauma professionals. Look for that. That's what you look for. Okay. So some of you guys are giving up and you're not looking for the therapist because you don't know how to word it. So you got to word it right. Okay. So thank you guys once again for tuning in. I am so appreciative. I do have my PayPal and my Cash App link underneath there for those of you that are wanting to donate. Thank you so much for asking me, first of all, and second of all, this helps me to expand the channel, to expand the work that I want to do. This right here, you see guys, I got one microphone, and then the other microphone I have to go find it. I put the other microphone somewhere so that you guys can get a clearer sound when I sit farther away from the camera. And I have my lighting in and everything. Now we're just working on the computer. So if you guys want to donate to help me because I crashed my computer, you guys are more than welcome to assist me because I have to get the stuff off of the last computer. So I'm getting my equipment together. I have to get the stuff off my last computer. I haven't done it yet because my schedule has been really hectic. But those of you that would like to donate, I really appreciate it. And that will get the computer so I can start the podcast and I can start the classes that I promised you guys that I would. Thank you once again for tuning in, and you guys have an awesome day and go be great.